Hey everyone, Credit Shuffle here, and today I want to tell a story. The story of Magnises card. It was a kind of poor man's Amex Centurion, a $250 per year annual fee black card that gave you discounts and invitations to VIP events, a concierge that could get you tickets to shows, and while not actually a credit card itself, it would replicate the magnetic strip of your actual credit card so that you could pay with your swanky looking Magnises card. Basically, the founder of the company, Billy McFarland, wanted an Amex Centurion card so much, but he knew him and his friends were still too far off in terms of spending power to be invited. So they created their own from a townhouse in New York City, which in the early days of the company was known as the Magnises Clubhouse. McFarland told the New York Times back in 2013 that he had found a place in China that could embed a magnetic strip into a metal card, and he had one made for himself. That was what started it all off. In the early days, membership was by referral only, and wannabe members had to come to the Magnises townhouse at 22 Greenwich Street in Manhattan's West Village to be vetted by other members to see if they were cool enough. The townhouse is this place, by the way, not actually a business address, but a private residence whose landlord later sued McFarland for using his property for business purposes, including parties with up to 500 guests in attendance, and actually manufacturing Magnises cards himself at the property. The lawsuit alleged McFarland caused $62,000 in damages to the property. So Magnises moved to a new building in Chelsea and started holding their parties at hotels and other venues, with appearances by celebrities. Rapper Ja Rule was also on board with the company in a creative role. All seemed well for a while, and Magnises enjoyed mostly positive press, with Ja Rule and McFarland appearing on channels such as Fox Business and Bloomberg TV.
Exactly. So it's a community-oriented payment tool that provides guidance, access, and experiences to a wide variety of lifestyle services and brands across the city.
They held events such as cask tasting with Johnny Walker whiskey and a Tesla test drive event. At the end of 2016, McFarland claimed 100,000 members in the Magnises network. But after all was revealed in a fast change of fortunes for the company in 2017, this turned out to be a lie. Slowly but surely, negative reviews started to build up, some dating back to 2015, but increasing in 2016 and 2017. People complained the Magnises concierge had failed to refund them hundreds of dollars for Broadway show tickets they had promised but failed to deliver on. This comment on the Magnises Clubhouse Yelp page claimed the company owed a member $500 for cancelled Hamilton tickets, and even accuses a female staff member of trying to seduce the cardholder's fiancé. This guy calls the company a joke, and this guy says if you want real benefits, get the Amex Platinum, which to be honest makes a lot of sense since it also provides concierge service, tickets to events, and access to its Centurion lounges. Only difference is they are located in airports and not in city centers. Magnises was also given an F grade by the Better Business Bureau. But 2017 was when things really started to unravel, when another one of McFarland's companies, Fire Media LLC, tried to hold what they called the Fire Festival in the Caribbean, a music festival where you'll be flown from Miami on a private charter plane to an island apparently once owned by Pablo Escobar, where you'll be surrounded by beautiful women in bikinis, listen to top performing artists, and the whole thing is apparently on the boundaries of impossible. Well, guess what? It was a little too close to the boundaries of impossible, because it didn't happen.
Fans who paid as much as $12,000 expected luxury villas and gourmet food. Instead, they say they found disaster relief tents and a cheese sandwich in a styrofoam box.
After organizers couldn't cope with the number of guests, flights to the island were cancelled and Blink 182 pulled out at the last minute, citing substandard production on the part of the organizer. Then McFarland and co. were sued and repeatedly mocked by late-night comedians.
The creators of Fire Festival, a luxury music festival that left attendees on an island without adequate food, water, shelter, or medical care, they're all being sued for $100 million. Yeah, if you want to attend the trial, tickets start at $5,000. You got to bring your own food.
Did you hear about this in the Bahamas? It was a disaster. It was a big disaster. The bands didn't show up. Nothing was ready. Now the organizers are being sued for $100 million. When asked how they're going to raise the money, they said, how about a music festival?
An attorney representing the prosecution stated, Fire Festival and its promoters recklessly stranded thousands of consumers in a festival of horror and cost them thousands of dollars on travel, lodging, and time off work. Some of the models and influencers who appeared in the original promotion apologized, kinda.
I initially trusted this would be an amazing and memorable experience for all of us, which is why I agreed to do one promotion, not knowing about the disaster that was to come, she says. Photographers spotted Bella in New York, and she giggled when asked about the chaos.
How was the fire festival?
And Ja Rule said it wasn't his fault, even though he was listed in Fire's promotional materials as responsible for overall business strategy. It was around this time that McFarlane's brand was basically ruined. Faced with lawsuits, he was arrested and released on a $300,000 bail bond, charged with wire fraud and facing a load of other lawsuits. Magnises terminated its lease on their Chelsea offices around the time of the Fire Festival fiasco. Their last Instagram post was dated April 13th, 2017, and now their website doesn't exist at all. McFarlane then tried to sell the company. In his attempt to sell, he revealed to a potential buyer that Magnises only had 4,000 active users and had only ever had 40,000 in its lifetime, far lower than the 100,000 figure he had previously quoted. The deal fell through, and now Magnises is no more. And if you're wondering what the word Magnises means, absolutely nothing. It's not a word. It's a sad story, guys. It seems McFarlane was a bit of a dodgy businessman from the start. There are currently 2 cards doing a kind of similar thing to what Magnises did, Founders Card and Select Card. However, these 2 cards look much more legitimate. Most of the reviews online seem to be reasonably positive. I may do a video in the future comparing these 2 cards and talking about some of the benefits you can get from them. I'm curious to know if anyone watching this video was ever a member of Magnises. If you were, please leave your comments about the card below. Tell us about your experiences, whether they were good or bad. I'm really curious and interested to get more juice on this story. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, give this video a like, and we'll see you next time with more credit card tips and tricks. Bye.